Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know that I have a whole new video up. Today's video is we're going to be talking about the Marvels movie. I'm probably going to do a full review of that movie on my movie channel, which I haven't did a video on there in a while. But on there, usually I give the movie a grade here because this movie has actually got a lot of hate, more hate than I thought it should get, because I really just couldn't understand. The thing is, with this movie, and now when I'm going into movies, that there are female leads or is definitely a lot of women in the movie. My radar is up now to see if there will be man bashing. I know months ago I say I did like the Barbie movie because that movie was a good movie. The thing was, there was some man bash stuff in there, but they did not go overboard. In my opinion, it was just two cringy scenes, probably the opening scene and then later on a scene in there, and I'm talking about the Barbie. But with this movie right here, the Marvels, there was no man bashing at all. I even have to say that Brie Larson in that movie, she actually was a likable character. Now, the men that was saying that she should smile more and stuff on a well, when Captain Marvel had came out those years ago, that I did not understand. Cuz actually that movie was a decent movie. It just was some things in there that when I sit back and look at it, it's like the women had to definitely stump on the men to prove a point. It was none of that in this movie. Maybe one thing was because the um the woman that was the main villain of the movie, well, was a woman. It wasn't a guy. Now, of course, though, if you don't want no spoilers, do not look any further. Furthermore, with this movie, uh, and and I did mention that I took my daughter. She loved the movie, and of course, our favorite was the Khan character, the Miss Marvel one. She was very likable, but actually, all three of them was likable characters in the movie, and that's kind of surprising because I'm used to movies that I can think of, and I'm trying to think of one on the top of my head. I think it was like Black Christmas. It was a horror movie some years ago. And while they really was poking fun at white males in that movie, it was just a lot of man bashing. Even though the main villains in that movie was acting like straight assholes, but it was just a thing of like almost all the men in there was inept, whereas the women was the ones that all had their heads screwed on tight. And I guess that's the thing with those types of movies, which I understand women need representation. But I always use this example that if you're seeing a movie with black characters in there and you are a white person, do you want to be constantly bashed over top of your head with racism, with scenes with racism? Actually, in this movie, it was no racism in the movie, but they could have threw it in there just because Monica Rambeau is black. They could have made a point of putting that in there. So now, because I'm just tired of like the woke agenda or the conspiracy of the woke agenda, which I think it started off as them wanting to have more representation of different cultures, races, and women in the movie. But it always seems like you had to uh, take shots at usually white men, but in men in general whenever women was in the movie. So once again, and I think I say it like 2 or 3 times already, there's no man bashing in this movie. I mean, even like I said with the Barbie movie, it was definitely three, and then two, then a light three, and then it was some other suspect stuff in there. But however, though, it did not get to annoying levels. Plus, because Barbie is a woman's character, I did give like certain passes just because when, and once again, I'm talking about another movie, but in that particular movie, uh, Barbie is the lead character and Ken is a secondary character. So it made sense of the way that they did it. It's kind of like if they did G.I. Joe, the main characters are most of the guys. They do have women characters in there. But see, the only thing in a G.I. Joe movie, it will never be a thing of like they take a shot to put women down like, hey, we men are the main characters of the movie, and you women, y'all are just there as eye candy. Like, I'm pretty sure they did that in movies maybe late in the 70s or either early 80s, but they did not uh yeah, they did not definitely do it in the late 90s or the 2000s with overly putting women down. If anything, women have had some good key roles in quite a few movies. I can think of like what's that vampire movie? God, what is the name? Outworld, Underworld. Okay, that's a female lead character, and in there she never did a thing of like pitting down men, or either it never was depicted as that. So, and even though the male characters do have a presence and do some things in the movie. Now, and like I say, I'm going to say a spoiler here. Now, there's a scene that Captain Marvel takes and reignites something. Okay, and I saw someone say that that's like bullshit that she was able to do that. Look, I remember watching the old Superman movie where he flew around the earth. And even though he got seasoned with being Superman, he never did that before. He flew around the earth, reversed the earth's rotation. It rewinded time to save Lois Lane. Now, of course, though, I think how old is that movie? Definitely like early 80s. That's like bullshit. Like how was he able to do that? So I'm going to excuse her being able to do that particular thing because the thing is, and I'm still trying not to spoil the movie. The thing that she did kind of is in line with her powers because her powers are light based. So because her powers are light based, it would make sense that she would be immune to that particular thing that she did. And surprisingly nobody mentioned that Monica Rambo actually did something that was on the same feet a bit before, which however though that seemed possible because she can see light, absorb it, and then expel it, like basically blast it out, because there's a scene that she has to do that, and she's the only one that has that ability, and she has to do something because otherwise everything's going to definitely go to hell. Okay. And that's the thing that I think as men we have to be careful of, is not looking for agendas when there is no agenda there, or just looking for something that's not there. Like, for example, I'll say in a feminist case, And not all feminists are bad. But let's say you have a toxic feminist and you are a man and you come to a door and open up the door for her. And then she takes offense and she'll be like, "Hey, what? You don't think I can open up the door because I'm a woman?" Okay. So that's the thing that I don't want us as men to get into, that type of spiral, looking for things that's not there. So, truthfully, there is no man bashing in this movie. I'm probably going to say this a couple more times. But yes. So, that's it with the spoilers with that. So anyway, I know I was a little bit all over the place, but I was just trying to show examples. So if you haven't seen the Marvels movie, I would suggest you take your family to see, especially if you fathers have like daughters. Take your daughter to see the movie. It's a good movie that you can sit sit down with her, bond with her a little bit, and is no cringiness or anything in there to make you um march out. Now, if you are like women angry, like there's a lot of women that's man angry, there's nothing I can say to change your mind. I'm just saying that this is not a bad movie and is not a man bash movie. And actually, Brie Larson as Captain Marvel is very likable in this movie. So give it a chance. Anyway, that's it. Give me a like, a subscribe, and have oh, happy Thanksgiving. And I should have another video. Not sure if I'm going to do one today because I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to be with your family, or I don't know. It depends. Anyway, enjoy the holiday. Good night.
Hi. Hi.